Well, it is truly a winter wonderland out there. Take a look at our sky cam. While it may be pretty, it is dangerous, especially on the roads. The snow has put the brakes on driving and left some people stranded. Well, thanks for joining us on this cold Wednesday night. I hope you were lucky enough to stay home and enjoy a snow day, but don't be fooled by that melting snow you saw out there when the sun came out, right, Anthony?
Right, because those temperatures are going to dive tonight, and that melting snow now just means ice for tomorrow morning on those roadways. So not a good thing right there.
Yeah.
And just make sure to be very careful tomorrow morning if you do see some of that ice. But let's go ahead and talk about it right now. We're going to start and take a look at this picture right here. This is sent in from Daniel. Just a nice aerial view right there. West Texas snow. Thanks for that picture, Daniel. And take a look at the record that we did set. We had a storm total snowfall amount at Midland International Airport. Just under 8 inches, 7.9 inches officially at the airport. Since midnight tonight, 5.7. So the other 2.2 came before midnight. So that 5.7 is the most ever for one day in the month of February at Midland International Airport. So a pretty good record that we did set right there. Live radar picture, seeing a few of those very weak little showers, some flurries out there across the basin. They will continue to move out of the area. Our winter storm warning just expired here at 6 o'clock. But by the time we get to tomorrow morning, it could be dicey. Looking at plummeting temperatures falling into the teens, possibly some areas even in the single digits. So that's going to really freeze those roads up. Even some possible freezing fog could make visibility down and even add a little bit more ice to those roads. So I'll talk about that and a lot more coming up in just a little bit.
All right, thanks, Anthony. Well, from stuck to stranded, the winter storm left a lot of people unable to make it home. Some people had to make an unexpected pit stop in Big Spring. That's where Dana Morris is this afternoon. Dana, I understand hotels were packed last night with people who were left with no other option but to stay the night.
Well, Crystal, all the roads that we've seen out here in Big Spring are either covered in water, slush, snow, or ice, making driving conditions very dangerous. And depending on what people do for a living, it's kept many of them from going to work. Take a look.
Coming from Houston the other day, it was 74, 75, it's sunny. Come out here and then I'm hearing like it's gonna snow.
For Montre Scott, he came to Big Spring to work. And while he's been putting in plenty of hours at the gym,
I'm gonna just do something, man, do something proactive, you know, try to work out, do something.
That's not the kind of work that will get him a pay stub. He's been hitting the fitness center inside the Baymont Hotel because working for his company, Frack Shack, is not an option right now.
Tried to go and I guess, you know, they just shut everything down. They don't want to take any chances.
With freezing conditions and piles of snow across the city, his job has him on the sideline. But for some, the grind hasn't stopped. It's become a matter of clearing the windshield, loading up, and trying to drive safe to and from where they're going. But for Scott, that's easier said than done, and something he's glad to sit out from.
I'm driving like 12 miles an hour because I'm like, I didn't want to be skiing everywhere, and that's what was happening. Like, I tried to go like over like 18 and the truck on the swerve. I'm like, yeah, there's something different, so I wasn't used to it.
Across the city, there's snow and ice as far as the eye can see. But inside the Baymont, Scott's gym partner and co-worker isn't surprised their employer is taking precaution.
It's cold, so you're kind of working slower, and then you have to be safe and you know, make sure you do everything correct because you don't want to get injured because it's already a hard job.
And while these guys are now a bit behind on their grind, as soon as the sunshine clears the road, it's back to business.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do whatever I can do to make it up, yeah.
And Crystal, I'll tell you what, in just the last 30 minutes, temperatures have dropped considerably, which means all these wet roads could soon turn to ice. Again, very dangerous. Stay inside, stay off the roads if possible, and keep in mind, Big Spring ISD has already called it. It'll be another snow day tomorrow, which means the City of Big Spring and Howard County offices will follow suit. Reporting in Big Spring, Dana Morris, NewsWest 9.
Well, hopefully you don't have to drive on the roads tonight. The streets are going to get slick again, as you heard from Dana and, of course, Anthony. The sun melted some of that ice off, but with tonight's frigid temperatures, it will be an ice rink again. NewsWest 9's Tate Owen is taking a look at the traffic. Tate, how are the roads looking right now?
Well, Crystal, luckily things aren't as bad as they're going to get later on in the night. So right now is a great time to head out on those roads if you're going to have to do it. It's still slush, But Odessa's police department has responded to 35 accident-related calls, so that lets you know right there that those roads are dangerous and you need to drive slowly. Now, taking a look at this map right here, you can see throughout the Midland and Odessa area, there are some heavy backups, mostly on I-20. That is the biggest problem area. Now, over in Midland, I'd like to tell you that things are getting better, but really they're getting worse. So you can expect at least a 14-minute delay if you're heading down I-20 near that Stanton area. Now, over in Odessa, luckily, things are at least getting better. Now, you are looking at a 32-minute delay, so that is a longer delay, but we do expect that to get better with time. So if you're heading out this morning, just keep that, or this afternoon rather, just keep that in mind. 2nd Street at Grandview and 2nd Street at West County and Odessa are both closed, so make sure you find another route if that's part of your evening commute. Now again, we will keep you updated with all the current traffic conditions. You can download that NewsWest 9 app to have those updates sent to your phone. Crystal?
Well, that snow and ice kept officers busy today. Midland police responded to 10 accidents and 16 stalled cars. Odessa responded to about 51 weather-related calls, including 18 crashes since late last night. Well, you definitely needed some extra time and patience if you were trying to get your car out on the road. A lot of people had to deal with this. Yeah, we're talking about those tires spinning out. A lot of drivers got stuck in the snow and ice, even though they hadn't even hit the streets yet. So how would you get out of a mess like that? Here's some tips from Nationwide Insurance. They say to clear a path around your tire, try to dig snow and ice away from the tires. You want to free up a few feet in front of and behind the tires so you can move the car back and forth. Now, to rock your car back and forth, carefully switch from drive to reverse. That can help dislodge some of that snow around your tires. Don't floor the gas pedal. Go easy on it to give your car just a little gas for movement, then let off. Repeat to help that rocking motion. It's the momentum, not the power, that will help free your car. Well, if you still can't get your car free, you can try and gain some traction under your wheels. You can put salt, dirt, or even kitty litter under your tires for improved traction. Then try the gas again. And lastly, get others to help you to push your car. If you have other people that were in the car with you or some friendly onlookers who can help, they can simply help push your car out of the snow, and that could be an easy solution. Well, we've seen road conditions improve today as temperatures warmed up, but don't let your guard down overnight. Meteorologist Nathan Santodomingo joins us and explains why snow on the roads might actually be safer than ice. Nathan.
Hey, Crystal. So one of the things that we saw throughout the day, like you said, is that those road temperatures warmed up, conditions got a little bit better, but there's still some of that patchy snow out there and some ice and some slush. We'll talk about that in a sec. Now, one thing about your tires, the reason it has those treads in it is to kind of get a grip on the road. And actually, when you have this snow, it's actually a little bit easier for your tires to get a bit of a grip. But one of the things that we saw today is that snow on the roads have melted. But if you look around, and you can still see there's those pockets of slush, but there's also a lot of puddles out there. And those temperatures, they're going to get very, very cold overnight. This is going to freeze and cause a layer of ice. And this is actually almost going to be a little bit more dangerous because with the snow, you can actually see the snow, but it's really hard to see that ice. So it is going to be very important that you guys still take it very slow on that morning commute. Coming up at 6:30, we're going to check out some of those problem spots around here in Odessa, let you guys know some tips to help keep you safe if you do encounter some of that ice out there tomorrow morning. Reporting in Odessa, meteorologist Nathan Santodomingo, NewsWest 9.
Well, when it comes to treating roadways for winter weather, TxDOT has an arsenal of substances. That includes salt, brine, sand, and salt-based de-icers. But what's the difference? Which one works better, and what does it mean when TxDOT starts using one more than the other? Well, the first step in prepping for winter weather is brine. TxDOT puts that on our roads. It's a salt and water solution trucks spray on the roads hours or even days before winter weather. The protective layer prevents ice from forming when it mixes with falling rain, sleet, or snow. TxDOT says the protective layer prevents ice from forming when it mixes.
It falls onto the brine, and we now have a salt and water combination, and that salt acts as an antifreeze.
Now, when the weather starts rolling in, the winter weather, TxDOT shifts gears to salt and de-icers. They use that when it starts accumulating on bridges. TxDOT says while some states prefer sodium chloride, like the salt in your kitchen, Magnesium chloride is what they use. They say it's more effective at melting ice at lower temperatures. It's to create a slush that creates ice from bonding on the roads. If conditions continue to worsen, crews can also start dumping sand. It doesn't necessarily de-ice anything, but it gives a little bit of traction. Well, the snow brought traffic to a halt on the ground and in the air here in the basin. It shut down the Midland Airport. Airport officials tell us this is the first time they've had to close down like this. While they have tools to de-ice the runways, we're told the amount of snow falling was just too much for them to keep up with.
It's still snowing, and we've got a lot of snow out there. It's hard to keep up with this much snow with the equipment and personnel that we have. What we have to do is there's more snow coming down now, and we expect that for the next few hours. When the snow actually stops falling, we just need to clear it so that we can open back up.
Worst case scenario, they expect the airport to open at 5 tomorrow night, but they are working to get it open sooner if they can. Well, we've been keeping an eye on Encore's power outages. Right now, things are not looking too badly. In Midland, there are 2 power outages being reported south of Loop 250, about 10 customers affected. In Odessa, 2 power outages there, about 30 people affected by those. The map is constantly changing, though, so we'll be keeping an eye out for that throughout the evening. Well, all of the snow that managed to melt today again will refreeze overnight, so you can expect schools and businesses will either be delayed or closed. In fact, we've already started getting notices from schools. We have a list of the very latest delays and closures. You can text us at 567-9991. You can use the words school or closure on it, and we'll send you a link to the latest list of closures and delays. You can also check out our website at newswest9.com and our NewsWest 9 app.
Where's a quick look at traffic? Loop 250 in Tremont right there. Traffic actually not too bad. If you need to get out and travel right now, now's the time to do it because those roads are going to freeze up tonight. Could be some ice by tomorrow morning. I'll go over all that coming up right after the break.